It was a surreal sight. 37 strangers on my lawn, clutching paper plates and plastic forks. One guy even brought a Tupperware container, as if this was a high-end catered event. A toddler licked his lips in anticipation. An elderly woman waved at me with the confidence of an invited guest, and at the front of the crowd stood Lisa, oversized sunglasses gleaming, fake pearl necklace sparkling, and her infamous clipboard in hand, like she'd just planned a state dinner. I hadn't invited a single one of them. I was still in my slippers, and just as I opened my mouth to speak, someone shouted from the back, "Barbecue time, baby!" The mob erupted in applause. That's when I realized the neighborhood's biggest mistake wasn't showing up hungry, it was letting Lisa think she could serve my generosity on a platter without asking. I was about to serve something so fiery, it would torch her entitlement to ashes. It all began 2 days earlier when I planned a low-key backyard barbecue. Nothing extravagant, just ribs, smoked wings, a few burgers for me and my 5 closest friends. I'd cleaned the grill, rearranged the picnic benches, and looked forward to a quiet Saturday. Cooking is my escape, not for social media clout, but because it's the one thing that quiets my mind after a brutal work week. That day was supposed to be my sanctuary, a therapy session with tongs and charcoal. But when Lisa strutted into my backyard uninvited while I was seasoning chicken, I should have known my peace was doomed. She didn't knock, just sauntered through the side gate like it was her property. Her heels clicked on the patio like a countdown to chaos. I turned, offering a polite but puzzled smile. She didn't return it. Instead, she scanned my yard benches, fairy lights, grill with narrowed eyes, nodding like a judge at a county fair. "This is perfect," she muttered. I blinked, still holding a bottle of paprika. "Sorry, what's perfect, Lisa?" I asked. She pointed at my setup. "You're hosting the HOA Summer Welcome Buffet, right?" she said, already typing on her phone. My eyebrows shot up. "What buffet?" Her smile was the kind that makes you feel like you're about to be conscripted. "I sent the announcement this morning, didn't you see? We're calling it Barbecue and Brews. The whole community's buzzing." I promised pulled pork, but if that's too much, just make extra wings. I stared, wondering if she'd lost her mind. "Lisa, what are you talking about? I never agreed to host anything." Her smile tightened. "Oh, don't be like that, Ethan. You're always grilling anyway, and people love your food. This is a great way to give back community spirit, you know?" I opened my mouth, then closed it. "Lisa, I planned a small gathering for 5 friends, not a buffet for the neighborhood." She crossed her arms. "Don't be selfish, Ethan. You're always cooking alone, let people enjoy it. Besides, the flyers are out, and I may have mentioned you're covering food and drinks." I dropped the paprika bottle. "You what?" She shrugged, unapologetic. "It's gone viral in the HOA chat. Just don't be a buzzkill, okay?" Then, like a storm ruining a picnic, she turned and left, her smugness practically glowing. My phone buzzed 25 texts in 2 minutes from people I barely knew, asking when the buffet started, what they could bring, and if pets were allowed. One just said, "I'll bring wine, but I don't share." I was furious and baffled. Lisa had hijacked my Saturday, turning me from a tired cook into the unwilling host of the year. By evening, my grill plans were in ruins. My friends sent memes of overcrowded lawn parties. One shared a photo of Lisa's flyer posted by the community pool. It had my name in bold, promising free barbecue and unlimited wings, with a stock photo of someone else's backyard. My face burned. I wasn't just being used, I was being advertised. The next morning, a neighbor I didn't know dropped off a box of paper napkins. "Can't wait for the buffet, man," he said with a wink. I nodded, speechless, taking the box like it was a court summons. He leaned in. "Lisa says you're making your famous mango habanero wings. Been dying to try them." That's when inspiration struck, not a metaphor, but a literal spark. Standing by my spice cabinet, I eyed the ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers, bags with warning labels. A plan formed. I wasn't canceling, I was cooking, and Lisa would get exactly what she asked for, with a side of reckoning. I texted my college friend Sam, who ran a specialty pepper farm. He answered on the second ring, laughing before I explained. "Let me guess, HOA drama?" I spilled everything. He agreed to overnight his hottest peppers and a sauce called Demon's Breath. I thanked him and promised footage. Then I dusted off my old GoPros, charged them, and set up angles around the yard, front porch, picnic table, grill. If Lisa wanted a spectacle, I'd deliver one in 4K. I made fake menu signs, safe wings, and inferno wings, with fine print reading consume at own risk. I printed waivers for good measure if anyone ignored them. That was their problem. By sunrise on buffet day, I was in my kitchen, apron on, hair tied back, spices lined up like a battle map. The ghost pepper concentrate smelled like a chemical spill, my eyes watered, and my dog, Buddy, fled to the guest room after one whiff. I wore gloves, goggles, and an apron reading Spice Lord. This wasn't just a prunk, it was a statement. Lisa wanted heat, attention, and credit. I'd give her all three, with enough fire to make a volcano flinch. By 9 a.m., the back table held trays labeled Inferno Batch and Decoy regular wings, mild as baby food. The real edible wings were hidden under a cooler lid marked, reserved for invited guests, just enough for my 5 friends. Everyone else would tango with the devil. GoPros were rolling, disguised as plant pots or birdhouses, one with a sticker reading Smile, it's barbecue time. The serving station had a chalkboard, mild for the faint-hearted, extreme eaters only for the glowing red wings, underlined twice with not for kids in caps. A basket of waivers sat nearby for plausible deniability. At 10:30, the first knock came, not my friends, but a couple I didn't know, dressed like they were at a music festival. The man wore a fedora. The woman had sunglasses bigger than her face and a plate with cartoon apples. "Hey, neighbor," she chirped. "We came early to help set up." I blinked. "Set up what?" She laughed. "Lisa said you'd need hands. We brought chairs." I stared at their folding chairs, then smiled. "Come on in. Park them by the fire pit." Her husband gave a thumbs up. "Hope you made lots of wings." That phrase became the day's curse. Within 30 minutes, my backyard was a chili-fueled block party. Teens set up a Bluetooth speaker. Kids chased a beach ball, toppling my garden gnome. One guy shouted, "Who brought karaoke?" Then Lisa arrived, sun hat with a ribbon, clipboard in hand, Bluetooth headset making her look like a festival organizer. She strutted in, barking orders. "Tables there, drinks here. And, Ethan, I'll need your hose by the swing set for sticky fingers." I didn't respond. The ghost pepper scent was already thick, and it wouldn't be long before it claimed its first victim. People swarmed the serving station like a clearance sale. I stood behind it, smiling, handing out plates, nodding as they praised the aroma. "Sweet or tangy?" someone asked. "Both," I said neutrally. A few eyed the extreme eaters only sign, but shrugged it off. One guy laughed, "You're funny," and grabbed 6 wings. Lisa, predictably, was the loudest. "I eat Thai food twice a week. This is nothing," she boasted, snatching 3 wings and biting in. Silence. Then her eyes widened. She froze mid-chew, making a sound like a choked gasp. Her clipboard fanned her face. Her headset slipped. She nodded, rasping, good," as sweat dripped. Chaos spread. A man sprinted to the hose, spraying his mouth. A woman coughed, toppling the salsa bowl. A kid yelled, "It's fire chicken," and tossed his plate into the bushes. Another guy ran laps around the picnic table, like he could outrun the heat. Lisa, fighting to stay composed, chugged a soda, which made it worse. Her voice cracked as she pointed at me. "What did you put in these?" I raised my hands. "Ghost pepper wings, Lisa. Didn't you read the sign?" I gestured to the waivers. She squinted, gasping. Someone shouted, "We need milk." A neighbor returned with almond milk, sparking a stampede. People fanned themselves with plates. One guy cried under the patio umbrella, muttering, "Why did I eat 3?" I watched from the grill, calm as a monk. I offered wet napkins. Lisa stumbled over, makeup smudged, eyes wild. "You did this on purpose." I tilted my head. "Did what?" "Cook for the buffet you organized without asking?" The signs were clear. "Want a waiver?" I handed her one. She tore it in half. "You think this is funny?" I glanced at the chaos. "A little." My friend Nate, one of the original 5, arrived, surveyed the hose-drinking guy, and said, "What in the spicy hell did I miss?" I handed him a mild wing from the cooler. "You're just in time." He bit in, grinning. "These are great. What happened to everyone else?" I nodded at the pepper tray. Lisa threw a wing buffet. I brought the flavor. He nearly choked laughing. "Remind me never to cross you." I smiled. "That's the plan. Past the ranch." By sunset, my yard looked like a food fight in a furnace. People left, wiping sweat, muttering about lawsuits. Lisa stormed out last, heels sticking in the grass, swearing. I waved, then turned to a camera, winked, and whispered, "Coming soon. Lisa's Spicy Nightmare, Episode 1. I shut off the grill. The real fire would start online. That night, my kitchen reeked of capsaicin and regret. The GoPro footage was pristine, capturing every second of chaos. Lisa's face shifting from smug to scorched in 5 bites was the highlight. I edited the clips, labeled it the Inferno Wing Incident, and scheduled it for my food blog and YouTube. I didn't expect it to go viral, just wanted proof I didn't bait anyone, that Lisa created this mess. The video needed no music or commentary. The sequence of guests combusting was its own tragic comedy. I added captions like, "Man tries to rinse tongue with soda," and "Lisa attempts to sue a milk jug." A teen's "Why is my face melting?" had me laughing at 1 a.m. I zoomed in on the extreme eaters only sign, with Lisa fanning her tongue in the background. By morning, the video had 50 views. By noon, 4,000. By dinner, 25,000. Comments flooded in. Most found it hilarious. Some asked for the recipe. Others debated if ghost pepper wings were chemical warfare. Hot sauce companies and a chili farm offered sponsorships. A comment read, "Never RSVP to anything hosted by someone named Lisa." The neighborhood split. Some laughed, saying Lisa got what she deserved. Others grumbled I'd gone too far. The HOA president, Mr. Carter, called. "I'm not saying I approve," he said, "but I watched it 3 times and spilled my coffee each time Lisa tried to scream." I grinned. "So what now?" He sighed. "Lisa filed a complaint. Wants fines, maybe suspension of your community privileges." I raised an eyebrow. "Didn't know those existed." "They didn't until today," he admitted. Later, I got a certified HOA letter, dripping with drama words like malicious intent and willful endangerment. Lisa accused me of psychological harm, defamation, and poisoning the community. She claimed her sunglasses melted and her lipstick fused to her lip from the heat. She demanded an apology, video removal, and compensation. I emailed the HOA a screenshot of the waiver table, captioned, "Refer to Exhibit A." I didn't remove the video. Instead, I uploaded a follow-up, a behind-the-scenes montage of me preparing the wings, showing labels, GoPros, and waivers. Caption, "In case anyone's confused." It got half the first video's views, but twice the impact. Comments turned vicious against Lisa. People stitched videos, reenacting her expressions. One guy did a dramatic reading of her HOA letter in an opera voice, titled Lisa's Hot Wing Aria. Lisa went silent, skipping her usual HOA forum rants about trash bins or overgrown lawns. I saw her at the grocery store, scarf over her head, sunglasses on, limping like a celebrity dodging paparazzi. She saw me in the hot sauce aisle, turned, and fled. Neighbors dropped by some with flame-shaped cookies, one with a sketch of Lisa breathing fire. A few grumbled I should have made all wings mild. I pointed out the labeled trays. One huffed, "Next time, make everything mild and add a no prank sign." I nodded, mentally crafting a ghost pepper lemonade recipe. 2 days later, a package arrived. A plastic trophy labeled 2025 Cul-de-sac Iron Chef of Spice, with a note, "Sorry about Lisa. Keep cooking." I knew then most neighbors appreciated what I'd done. I hadn't started a fire, just handed out matches with clear warnings. That evening, I uploaded a thank you video, me at the grill, showing the trophy, teasing a fire extinguisher feast episode. I didn't mention Lisa. Her silence spoke louder. I sipped lemonade, watching the view count rise, while across the street, Lisa was probably drafting another complaint. But I had a hotter plan, the truth. The neighborhood was finally listening. An overly formal envelope arrived, gold-trimmed like a wedding invite, but screaming trouble. The HOA, at Lisa's urging, called an emergency hearing for my aggressive culinary retaliation and failure to maintain neighborhood harmony. I laughed. Lisa had staged a food riot, yet I was the peace disturber. The hearing was Friday in the library annex. I tossed the letter aside, glancing at Buddy, who looked up from his chew toy. "Well, Buddy, we're going to court." "Sort of." I arrived early, in a polo and jeans, unfazed. The room held the bored and nosy neighbors. Lisa sat at the far end, flanked by a guy in a cheap suit, her cousin, playing lawyer. Her smirk screamed confidence. I nodded politely and sat opposite. Mr. Carter outlined the agenda. I barely listened, watching Lisa, waiting for her case to crumble. She spoke first, theatrical, claiming the wings caused distress. Kids cried, adults suffered. One man nearly fainted. She accused me of humiliation and digestive damage, even claiming flame nightmares. Her lawyer cited an obscure HOA rule about event approval. When my turn came, I handed out screenshots, tray labels, waivers, consume at own risk signs. The room shifted. I explained calmly, I never invited anyone beyond my 5 friends. Lisa promoted the event without consent via flyers and chats. I showed her flyer, my name in bold next to a cartoon chef. Who designed it? I asked. I did, she said proudly. Did I give permission? She stammered. I assumed you'd be fine. I turned to the board. Assumption. No consent. No coordination. Just a rogue event at my house. Her lawyer mumbled about community expectations. A board member held up the waiver photo. Looks clear to me, he said. Mr. Carter sighed, declaring no rule violations by me. Instead, they'd review event approvals to avoid future misunderstandings. Lisa's jaw clenched. She stormed out, her cousin trailing, dropping his briefcase. Neighbors gave quiet thumbs-ups. One whispered, I've never seen Lisa lose publicly. I thanked her and left, head high. Days later, Lisa was silent. No patrols, no complaints. Then invitations arrived for her apology brunch at the community center, billed as a tension diffuser. Nate called, saying Lisa planned to show an edited video framing her as the victim. I laughed, then prepared. At the brunch, I set up a laptop, speaker, and projector with the manager's okay. As people sipped juice, I played the full, unedited footage. Lisa's orders, the signs, her biting the wing, the panic, the milk stampede. Laughter erupted. Lisa froze in the doorway, tray trembling, then dropped it and left. The video looped twice. No one stopped it. Neighbors smiled with quiet respect. A letter slid under my door that night. She won't be back. I toasted Lisa's tear-streaked face on my screen. Justice, plated and garnished. 2 days later, a note was taped to my door, handwritten in blue ink. Sorry about everything. You were right. Lisa. It felt real. Smudged ink, shaky letters. Not enough, but a shift. The neighborhood went quiet. Lisa's patrols vanished. Some said she was with family, others claimed shame. My blog hit 100,000 views. A hot sauce company sent a care package, and a radio show invited me to talk food safety and drama. My story was an HOA legend. Then the HOA invited me as guest of honor for the annual celebration day, asking me to host a cook-off. I agreed, on condition I'd cook my way. The park buzzed with booths, music, and balloons. My tent sign read, Community Feast. No surprises, just spice. I served wings, ribs, and veggie options mild to medium, clearly labeled, no pranks. People lined up, laughing about the hose incident, some asking for a ghost pepper wing for nostalgia. I winked, but hadn't brought any. I wanted a clean day. Then I saw Lisa jeans, plain blouse, no clipboard. She met my eyes, looked away, then joined the line. One order, please, she said quietly. I handed her a plate. She nodded and ate alone, blending in. The board gave me a community builder plaque for resilience, humor, and grilling. I gave a brief speech about boundaries and spice warnings, earning laughs. A board member shook my hand. You turned a food fight into a community event. I grinned. Revenge is best slow-cooked. As the event wound down, Lisa approached. You didn't have to be that nice, she said. I could have made it worse. I nodded. You did. It's over now. She walked away. That night, with Buddy at my feet, I watched the quiet street. I uploaded a final video, a mellow cook-off montage with jazz, smiles, and second chances. I updated my blog's subtitle from Recipes for One to Recipes for Everyone, unless Lisa's organizing. Buddy barked approval. For the first time in weeks, I slept without thinking of wings or wars. The fire was out, but the flavor lingered forever.